Boom. 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 Let's bring this over here. All right. See if my notifications go out. 3. We sharing the screen. The notifications ain't going out. 4. What's up, Felicia? Did you get a notification? I know I doubt it because it ain't went over. It ain't went up to 8 or 9 or 10 yet. That's how I know the notifications are not being sent out, which is weird. But you got a notification, or did you see it on subscription? Okay, we're gonna roll with it. All right, so Ricky Farid, which we now know is Ricky Anderson. Now, the video or the live feed that you expect from me, you're not going to get that. So don't get your hopes up. All right. Now, what I want to be clear about is that I looked out for the brother. Didn't even know who he was and still really don't know who he is. I just know of information. I don't know the brother personally. Had a couple of talks on Hangout. Other than that, I don't really know the brother. Never met him. I know people that know him. And that's the thing. Our little, what you would consider misunderstanding, so to speak. Our little misunderstanding was so petty, I didn't really care for it. But when I actually wanted to meet the guy, he declined that. And he was here. He was living here at the time. And I'm assuming that maybe, just maybe, he realized, hey, this brother really want to really get up, see some, he want to see me, he want to meet. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk this shit to this brother. This brother's 5-10 minutes away. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next day, everything that you're learning today, I already knew it. I learned about, oh, okay. So then I kind of thought to myself, man, I need to leave that brother alone. He got problems. Not just mental issues, but he got all these issues that he's been running from. I learned about that. And that's why I was like, I'm going to leave that brother alone. I'm going to bag up. You know what I mean? And the thing about that is I know a bunch of guys who are on the run, got warrants, got, cases. And the last thing I want to do is, put them in a predicament where they get caught up. That's why I don't go in certain places on live. Because certain people I see, I don't want to put them in situations that get them legally in trouble. A lot of guys do that on YouTube, Facebook. You understand? That's why I was telling my people, hey, don't roll up while you're in the car. Don't smoke in the car. Don't do things like that. Don't self-incriminate yourself. You feel me? I'm the type of guy where I look out for people. Where I was doing security at that train track, at that apartment complex, there was people who would run off that train track. And I take it upon myself to make sure they don't have alcohol in the car, to see if anybody's intoxicated, to try to clean up the situation before the police arrives. Because in order to get that car off the train track, to stop the train from coming, I have to call the police. But I will always look out for anybody. And these are total strangers. One thing about me is I've never been the type to want to see anybody in legal trouble. The situation with Ricky is new to y'all, but I've already known. If you remember the day we had the confrontation, I knew the next day after. Some people just learned a couple of months ago. Some people just learned yesterday. Some people just learned last month. I already knew. I already knew. And to show you what type of solid guy I am, I never said a word about it. Never told a soul. There's people who know me personally I never said that to. You'd be surprised a lot of YouTubers out here I know a lot of information about. It's kind of like anybody could take my first and last name and know everything you want to know about me. And I welcome it. It doesn't bother me because I have nothing to hide. Now, I want to say peace to Ricky Farid. I wouldn't wish jail time on no brother. So whatever the situation was, I'm hoping that he could hopefully get as less time as possible, because the situation he put himself in, he put himself there. He admits to it. But I'm hoping that the brother can get less time. Nobody was actually harmed. You know, you got damages to a vehicle. I mean, you can always repay money. You can't repay lives. And there was no light taken. There was nobody physically harmed. I mean, he was drugged, but I think he left scarless, you know. My honest opinion about Ricky is hopefully he gets some mental help, because he does need that. And that's one of the reasons why I wasn't too fast to really just get up with the guy and put hands on him, so to speak. Like, I don't want to fight or hurt nobody, and I don't want nobody to fight and hurt me. But at the same time, as I said, people have to understand that when you're on the run, I think social media is not the place you need to be at. And I found it amazing that he would sit here after I knew what I knew. I found it amazing that after all that time, he sat right there. He never left. He spoke, said a few things. He even talked bad about me. And I was like, I wouldn't entertain it. Like, for what? Because whatever problem he had when he was here, he didn't want to do it then. Of course, he's not trying to do it if he was living in Kentucky or North Carolina. You know? Like, what are we going to argue on YouTube? We're going to go back and forth. I make a lie, you make a lie. I make a lie, you make a lie. I'm going to call you a bitch, you call me a bitch. There's got to be some type of line to draw. What's up, Goldie? So I want to get into the story because I don't want to take y'all, I don't want to really bore y'all with the situation. And I don't know if the video is still up. My homeboy said the video is not up no more, I believe, but I did get the video from Ricky's page where he's actually meet up with the guy, because the story goes like this. Where is it? This is the original. Hold on. This is the original story. Let me move my chat over here. The original story from 2 years ago is what Ricky Farid, aka Ricky Anderson, been hiding from. And I'm not trying to put his name out there because, I'm trying to. His name is out there now. This is public information. This is now a news story, so to speak. So trust me, I've been hiding this for so long. And one thing, if you ever see this, I want you to understand something, bro. The day after we had our confrontation online, there's things that could have been done to me, and there's things that could have been done to you. And I make myself clear that we both could have done something to each other, physically, harmfully. You know what I'm saying? And I don't exclude myself from being harmed because I'm not invincible. Nobody is. You know, it's nothing to just, you know, get violent. It's easy. It's an easy thing to do. Another thing is this, is that I'm not a rat. I'm not a snitch. I've been knowing about that ever since the day after we had our confrontation. And I think the last time I actually spoke to you on your live is when you were talking about the Willie Lynch letter. And I told you, you are the Willie Lynch letter. And I hung up. He's got a lot of demons. This is one of the demons he's been running from. And I want you to understand, brother, is that me per se, if anything, I was willing to try to help you with this situation. Yes, the story on the screen is about him. This is about 2 years ago. And we're going to get into the story because it's now all over the news now. So let's get into it.
All new at 10, police are searching for the man who carjacked the pastor of a Fraser church and dragging the man in the process. It happened on Crump and 3rd Street today, which is where WRAG's Wayne Carter is live tonight. So, Wayne, the pastor was having car trouble. That's how this all started.
That's right. He hopped in here to the hop-in because he needed to...
Like, even through stories, they find some kind of way to make a joke about something. You feel me? See that? He hopped in at the hop-in. Of course, that's the accent, ladies and gentlemen.
Put some air in his tire. He crouched down to do that, and that's when someone got into his car. He got up and kind of came here to try to stop them and got drugged through the parking lot.
Hey, not really pill. You're not all really pill. Morgan Lofton was getting air in his tire Tuesday night, just hours after Pastor Ricky Floyd was carjacked at what must be one of the holiest air pumps in South Memphis. I say that because Mr. Lofton's a church deacon. He was hurt by what happened to another member of the cloth.
He's well blessed that they didn't hurt him.
Pastor Ricky Floyd leads Pursuit of God Church in Fraser. He spoke to WREG about 2 weeks ago, talking about crime in his neighborhood.
That came and they had smashed one of our windows out. I guess that was a sign, mind your own business, old man, you know.
He laughed it off then, but this time he's too knocked down to talk about what happened today. Police say the pastor has cuts and scrapes after he was dragged through this Exxon station on Crump and 3rd by a man determined to steal his car. People who live in the area just south of downtown say...
Now I want to ask y'all a question. Y'all seen me drive around this area often, haven't you? That's where I used to work at. The condos is not that far from that area. That's like the downtown area of South Memphis. What's up, TC?
Say they don't believe that this could have happened here.
People came from West Memphis somewhere. West Memphis or Mississippi did that.
That's who did it?
Yeah.
And he's a lie, because typically you hear that type of story, like a dude jumping in your car, stealing your car and running off. That does typically come from somebody from West Memphis, which that bridge is not that far from that location. Y'all seen me. No notification. You see that? So the bridge is not that far from that location. So to get from West Memphis, which is on the other side of Arkansas, over to Arkansas, you got to come from that area. And like he said, Mississippi, because he kind of make it clear, like, yo, Mississippi is on the other side of town, but you know, you still come down 55, Interstate 55 to come from Mississippi, but you got to come through 240 to get from West Memphis.
Ain't nobody in Memphis gonna do that.
Police are searching for the green Lexus, and many are praying for the health of the pastor, a man they say is devoted to ridding Fraser of abandoned property and fighting crime.
We wanted people to have an experience to change the image of Fraser.
And tonight, police are doing all they can to try to find the pastor's car. The pastor was treated for scrapes that he had on his arm. He is at home tonight and healing after a very rough ordeal. We're live in South Memphis tonight. Wayne Carter, WREG, News Channel 3.
Okay. So that was the story from 2 years ago. All right. As we read, Morgan Lawton was getting air in his tire Tuesday night, just hours after Pastor Ricky Floyd was carjacked at what must be one of the holiest air pumps in South Memphis. I'm not going to read it because we just heard it. What's up, Black Cuban? So for the record, do you know the irony of this story is that the person he carjacked also is named Ricky? Weird, isn't it? See that? The police are searching for a car, and many are praying for the health of the pastor devoted to ridding Frazier of abandoning property, improving quality of life, and fighting crime. All right? Now, here goes what you want to see today. All right? Give me a second here. Because on my Facebook page here you go. Boom. It was about liberating myself. A local pastor says he forgives the man who carjacked him and dragged him across a parking lot. All right. Now let's read the article, because they haven't put the video up. So I just want to why not read? Frazier pastor came face to face with a man who carjacked him nearly 2 years ago. Pastor Ricky Floyd of Pursuit of God Church says he's been anxiously waiting for an arrest, but this wasn't how he imagined it would play out. It's a chapter that closed and open chapter at the same time, said Floyd. It was September 2016 when the pastor put air in his tire at a South Memphis gas station. He watched a stranger hop into his driver's seat, hit the gas, drive him across the parking lot. As I explained to him, I'm still affected by that. Floyd was left with anger and unrest until Monday. That's when Eddie Patterson, a deacon at another church, got a call from his brother-in-law, Ricky Anderson. See? Anderson said he was ready to turn himself in. He called me and said he wanted to speak to the pastor and asked me if I know how to get in contact with him or touch with him, said Patterson. 3 days later, they all met at Floyd's church. And Anderson tried to explain why he did it. At that moment, I was willing to go to any limit to get out of the city, said Anderson. See that? It's not so much about liberating him. It's about liberating myself by not holding on to anger, bitterness, and frustration, said Floyd. Eventually, police pulled up, and the pastor and the suspect hugged one more time. I feel like we can shut the door on the pain of the past and live in the prophecy and vision of the future, said Floyd. Anderson was booked at 201 Poplar on a list of charges. Floyd said he's already contacted the DA's office to try to get those charges dropped. In exchange, Anderson got into some type of rehabilitation program. Now, I'm hoping that the charges do get dropped. I'm hoping he does get some type of rehabilitation. I really am. Straight up. Because it's just another black man, especially at his age. Like, you know what I mean? At his age, you definitely don't want to be going through this. You know, I got a brother my brother has been in a life of crime. He's been to Texas and California and all over the place. He's rapped with Master P and Mystical and all these different people. He's done a lot of things, but once you get too old and once you get up, once you become an elder, you start thinking like, man, it's time to change. It's time to really wake up. You know what I mean? I didn't start waking up at 35. I started waking up when I had my son. And I was 23 years old. I was young. Trust me. Before that, I was just wild and free. I told y'all a story about I almost got shot at because I was trying to take up somebody else. That's situations I need to teach my son to not get involved with, having friends that'll put your life in danger and things of that nature. Now, let me move this up. I want to show y'all a video. We're going to end this live because I, for one, am hoping that if it's a possibility of getting those charges dropped, that would be wonderful, because he doesn't need to be in jail. He needs to get mental help. He needs to get get off drugs. He needs that help. I don't think charges need to be brought up on him. I don't think nobody needs to be in jail when they have mental issues. Well, that's something that we can't determine, because one thing about Ricky is that he reminds me of my brother. Y'all hear how my brother spoke? That's the sober Goldie. When he's sober, he can make you laugh. He can make you think. He has more of a logical way of speaking. He's more cool. He's calm, collected. And that's what Ricky is. Ricky is a good guy when he's sober. He's a real good guy when he's sober. When he's out there, you can listen to him. And trust me, it's things that he said about other people that made me sad by his actions, about how he acted. Now we're going to play this video. Hopefully that y'all can hear it, because the volume, I'm going to have to cut it all the way up. So I hope it doesn't really cloud out what you can hear. Give me a second here.
It's close to 2 years, and it has been on 2 years. And as I explained to him, I'm still affected by that. When I go to gas stations today, and people come up and ask me for change, I had to remind myself one time to a guy, he didn't do it to me. I got in a very defensive stance, said, hey man, they contact, get away from me right now. And I had to remind myself that this guy, he didn't punch me. He didn't even know what I've gone through. And so I found myself having to resist the spirit of terror. I just want to say that God is a forgiving God. We as Christians need to know that if we receive His mercy, His grace, then we are obligated and committed by Him to extend that mercy and grace into others. And not only am I forgiving Him, I have measures in place so I can be a part of His restitution, a part of His revival.
You heard that? He said, hey, what's up, Sam? He said that I'm hoping I can be a part of His restitution and, changing his life. Now, understand something. This is a Christian. This is a Muslim. All right? Christian, Muslim. All right? Now, the thing about this is that religion doesn't have to have nothing to do with it. It's the idea that this is a man who wants help. Yeah. Man who wants help. That's what it's about. Black men at that. That's the most beautiful thing that you see here. Because this is a guy that was assaulted and his car stolen, and here goes a man that's willing to change. And this man is willing to help that brother get off of whatever he had, so he can put it behind him. So when I see Ricky, if we see Ricky again, I'm hoping that we all could see Ricky in a beautiful light, where he's a totally different guy. He's drug-free, he's got help, and we could see the brother in a good light. And I would love to meet the man and just shake his hand, because I don't have no ill will toward Ricky. I don't want to hurt nobody. I want to hurt him. You feel me?
Phone calls to the mayor's office, Manhood University. I've called the DA and let them know clearly that I do not want to press charges against them. We pray that they would consider not pressing charges if he commits to a restoration process.
You hear that? He said if he could get to the restoration process, he's hoping that he can reach the DA to where he can drop the charges. Y'all hear that? Ain't that real?
Hey there, Lee just needs for you to
No, Ricky didn't get caught up. Ricky been running from something that he did 2 years ago. That's all. He just finally, faced his demon. What's up, Denise? What's going on, Wax? I think I spoke to you to speak to you again just in case I did. What's so simply beautiful, hidden treasures? So yeah, for y'all that don't know, Ricky turned himself in because he had been running from a warrant all this time. And like I said, the brother that you just saw, that's the person he carjacked. And that person is willing to help him as long as he gets help. Because that's what it's about. What's up, Kels? Let's go.
I found out that he was in the 12.
Now, I'm sorry if you can't hear what he's saying. Y'all gotta forgive me on that. But yeah.
And I've been waiting for this day for a while. To be able to talk with them. The guy just to let them know that I apologize. Let me say this. I want to apologize to the principal for his family for bringing turmoil and further devastation, to his family and anybody else that was affected by it. I want to apologize for that sincerely. This is unrehearsed. I don't have anything planned, so but it's just the fact of being here and going on grateful.
How are you feeling?
Right now, I never felt this nervous in my life, but I'm just tuned in right now to what's going on at the moment.
So you that day, what drove you?
Determined to leave the city because I grew up in the city, learned everything the wrong way, drugs and lifestyle. I knew if I had stayed in the city in the position that I was in, I was going to be stupidly involved in something that was more devastating than what happened. And at that moment, I was like, I was willing to go to any to get out of the city. But I didn't want to turn a portion of God. This is just it. You're going to be of service. Wow. Example to anybody. Really, steps and things.
So that day, you committed a crime and then you just left. Where have you been for the past years? Been in the city?
I've been back a couple of times. I attempted to come back and tell myself a couple of days. Even got on the time. I guess it wasn't come back. So it's like wearing a strain and built over there. Even though my life was like picking up for the better, having the situation over my head, everything else didn't feel satisfying. It didn't. So I know if I'm going to move that life living, I have to rectify. I make amends for what I did.
Do you feel any like relief from not running?
I feel grateful to have the brothers and my family with me and supporting me with this thing. To know that I'm still loved and understood.
You know what he just said? He said, I feel grateful that there's family and there's friends who still support me. That lets me know that I'm still loved. And that's all a lot of people like him and people like any of us. We just want love. That's all we want. But he has to change himself as well. What's up, John?
I guess, that crime, and then I guess since then, have you committed anything else, or has it just been like eating that guilt?
I haven't committed any other crimes. I was involved with some guys. Nothing.
So are you willing to go through like some kind of rehab program?
Texas was going to take service to keep somebody like myself who's a father's child from going through this type of things and affecting people in society.
He said, whatever it takes to get something like me, who was a fatherless child, to get help. Y'all know how important, let me talk a little bit. You know how important it is to have a father in your life? That most people don't get an opportunity to get that. See, typically, we shun the idea of men that raise boys to become men. When it comes to boys, that is important. You understand? And he just told you something that you never heard him say out of his own mouth. And I watched a ton of live feeds. He's never said those words. I'm going to run it back to make sure you heard it. Listen to him.
Keep somebody like myself who's a father's child.
So are you willing to go through like some kind of rehab program?
Texas was going to take service to keep somebody like myself who's a father's child from going through this type of things and affecting people in society. That means the way that I am. You know, that's my soul purpose. You know, I want to go forward to be observed. You know, somebody who's going through situations.
How you doing? Yes, it's true. He said anything. That's my brother.
Pretty much. When you feel shame, after you go forward, try to pass my life. You know how to see.
Y'all forgive me for the noise. This is just how the video is recorded, so forgive me for that.
Hello? No, I forgot. And I give it when I come back. I take it to the post office. So this is what we left with on the dresser. I've never moved this. What would be your advice to people to keep them from doing what you did? Okay, I didn't catch it. I didn't put nothing on there about that.
I got the email here, Trey. I got it.
God bless you. God with you, we with you. Love you, man. Love you. God will take care. Amen. So just go through life doing things for people. You know, God give us a trust. I feel like it's sincere. Yeah. When he called me, I feel it. You did a good tip in the soul. He called me, that's all I could do, is all I could think about. I said, first thing first, you got to call the pastor. You know, start from there. You must say he was in, Kentucky. Oh, okay. Well, he found the car in Little Rock, though. I think that's where he went first. Stay tuned for the latest update.
And there you have it. And man, that doesn't touch you, you don't have a heart. And I want to say this. People don't understand that that's the Ricky I know. That's the Ricky I met. You understand? So, and people don't know that Farid means unique in Arabic. You know, being that I'm a former Muslim, I know how deep and sincere that they have a belief in consciousness. They don't believe in karma. Karma it's not Karma is not something you believe in Islam. And trust me, if he's really a Muslim and he believes what he believes, he don't believe in karma. He believes in consciousness and awareness. So I wanted to be clear that, for one, he didn't come here to do anything wrong. He came here to do something right. And I think it's foolish that somebody would actually sit up and say, and I quote, that he's in town to do something to someone in a negative manner. I think the games need to get to a minimum and focus need to be to a maximum. Because trust me, I wasn't riding around looking for Farid. I wasn't riding around looking for him. I'm on the south side. That's not the south side. It's none of my business. I went to go get my tag. I went to go get a sticker for my tag. And I came home. So I want to say that, and I'm going to say this also to Logic or to YouTube Court TV or anybody that sent them money. Just understand this. Your money that you donated was not a loss. It eventually brought him home to do what's right. So look at it from a bigger standpoint, that look where it led to. And hopefully, just hopefully, that the brother could do some service to get those charges dropped like he promised he could, or try. If only he get some rehabilitation, because at least he can admit to the fact that he has a problem. Don't feel like any money, and I don't care if it was 1,000, 1,500, don't feel like nothing you gave him was a loss. Yeah, in hindsight, I'm looking at it like, damn, they just donated all this money to him, and we don't even know what happened to him or why it happened to him. However, it became a worthy donation. A much worthy donation it was. So look at it that way. Now, once again, to anybody that knows Ricky or whoever has his phone or whatever, I'm an email away. He got my number. If he don't got my number, email me, I'll give you my number. If we got ways to contact Ricky, write him a letter, reach out to him, put money on his books, if y'all wish to do that, that's up to y'all. I'm not gonna start a wave of taking anything. If it was anything that I can do, I'm gonna do it. But if you wish to join, you can. Just don't do it through me. And hopefully, if he wants his information out there where you can reach him, you can. But I'm gonna leave that for up to a way to contact the people who know Ricky to see if that's possible. Yeah, the pastor forgave him, and the pastor wants to get his charges dropped as long as he get help. So, free Ricky Anderson. And I'm gonna leave it at that. We're keeping it real. And let's say this. I'm gonna leave with this note. This should be a wake-up call to every one of us, especially black men, because I don't care who you are. Every day you wake up, as a black man, you got one foot in and one foot out the jail. That's a guarantee. That's what my dad told me when I was young. I'd be thankful I had my dad, because, you know, if I didn't have my dad, I surely would have had uncles. If I didn't have uncles, I would have had some male guidance around me. But I always wanted to be around men so I could learn. I can't learn about being a man from a woman. This is the way life is. This is the way nature intended men to raise boys. If the fact that he doesn't have a father, that's alarming. It's 2018. How long are we going to sit here and pretend that that's okay? I watched this live last night. I had a bad feeling that he's actually going to do what he did today, because he said it. He said it. Like in so many words, he said it. And then I was everywhere I looked, I was he gonna do this, he gonna do that to me, blah, 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 blah. I just put up a video like, shh, just be quiet. Just some people just don't know how to shut up sometimes. Like if they only knew what they heard him say, okay. Now if you just want people to just laugh and giggle, that's cool, but this is no laughing matter. This could be you tomorrow. This could be you next week. Because it could have been worse. He could have killed the guy. They're tired of running. Tired. So if I get any more information, I'll be glad to bring it. If you get any information, let me know. huggiepacino@gmail.com. I'm checking in and checking out. Peace.